We have reached the Boneyard. A monumental breakthrough. It seems we have stumbled upon the ancient dragon clan's slumbering domain. The campfire crackles at our sight, yet I cannot find a moment's peace. Before me, the horizon is choked with colossal remains, skeletal ridges that rise and fall like a vast, jagged mountain range. I cannot help but wonder, what were they like when the blood still ran hot in their veins? Thousands of years ago, tens of thousands of dragons must have nested upon this very earth. I imagine the first light of dawn touching the peaks, and the great wings unfurling, vast enough to blot out the sun and drape the world in shadow. I see their massive silhouettes cutting through the clouds, their magnificent scales shimmering with the luster of molten gold. Did their eyes, deep and faceted like living gemstones, reflect a civilization far more brilliant than our own? Could those eyes peer beyond the furthest horizon, witnessing vistas that humanity will never even conceive? What a breathtaking, glorious spectacle that must have been. Just conjuring the image makes me tremble with excitement. Dragons. How could such perfect creatures exist? So powerful, so elegant, so utterly majestic. If only I had been born millennia earlier. If I could have just watched from afar. No. If I could have simply lived in the same era as the ancients, breathing the very air they breathed, my entire life would have been worth it. Tonight, sleep is an impossibility.
Momo, we got a big one on the line. Whoa! Now all the anglers will think we are awesome!
Boneyard Social Guide. Navigating social interactions with the Parksolians can be a daunting task for travelers newly arrived in the Boneyard. We hope this guide helps you find your footing. Exercise extreme caution when making packs. This is a golden rule. Parksolians are a tenacious people who hold their word in the highest regard. I once witnessed an outsider arguing with a Parksolian. At first glance, it looked like a standard haggle over price. Upon closer inspection, however, the Parksolian was actually insisting on paying a price higher than the current market rate, simply because that was what had been originally agreed upon. To them, honoring a pact is far more important than any immediate profit. 2. Avoid vague social niceties. Given their literal interpretation of promises, you must be careful with common idioms that imply a commitment, such as see you soon or next time. I once told a Parksolian, let's grab dinner sometime, only to be met with relentless questioning regarding exactly when that time would be and what specific circumstances would trigger the meal. If you just want to be polite, it's better to say, I enjoyed our conversation, rather than offering a vague social invitation. 3. Respect their duties and culture. The Parksolians bear the heavy burden of ferrying souls, a duty accompanied by the agonizing soul rift. Avoid showing flippant sympathy or excessive curiosity toward their condition. The most appropriate approach is to maintain a sense of respect and clear boundaries. Casual remarks like, that must be so hard for you, are often viewed as intrusive or even sacrilegious. Final note. To close this guide, we leave you with a common Parksolian blessing. May the dragon spirits watch over you, my friend. Parksolians and Dragon Culture. Recorder, Allison Wilde. Observation Site, The Boneyard. Abstract. The Parksolians' veneration of the dragon race is a distinctive cultural phenomenon that has profoundly shaped the artifacts, language, and behavioral patterns of this unique community. Conscious veneration, the core of cultural heritage. The Parksolians believe the dragons bestowed new life and divine gifts upon their ancestors. Consequently, the dragon holds a position of supreme authority in their culture. Dragon murals. In pivotal locations, such as the Hall of Return and the Cultivarium, solemn and rustic dragon murals are displayed. Their themes often revolve around ferrying souls or making pacts with ancestors, reinforcing the dragon race's status as a symbol of protection and order. Linguistic habits. The language of the Parksolians is steeped in reverence for the dragon race, as seen in everyday expressions such as, may the dragon spirits protect you, solemn pledges such as, by the dragon spirits, and the whispered invocation, hear the dragon's guidance, before making a decision. 2. Unconscious influence. Subtle influences in everyday life. Through millennia of quiet integration, the essence of the dragons has woven itself into every facet of Parksolian life. Artifact design. The ships are slender in shape, with upturned bows and sterns in flowing lines, designed to suit the terrain whilst echoing the form of a dragon. Everyday tools and healing implements also frequently feature dragon-shaped outlines or patterns. Childhood folklore. The deep cultural saturation is reflected in the nursery rhymes children hum about dragon legends and the common dragon shapes found in their paper folding games. Conclusion. For the Parksolians, devotion to the dragons has evolved far beyond simple totemism. It is woven into the very fabric of their identity, their moral code, and their sense of beauty. This reverence, much like their unwavering commitment to guarding the cycles of reincarnation, has become an has become an indelible mark flowing through their very veins. Neatly written adventure notes. The date is blurred. I just excavated another dragon rib that is ridiculously large. All the creations we've seen before look like model toys in front of it. There are no scars on this one, and the surrounding soil layers are perfectly neat, without even a single earthquake fissure. What exactly was the cause of the death for the ancient dragons? Everyone has their own theory. There is no consensus. The date is blurred. Found a mural in an abandoned stone house. It depicts the dragons teaching the Parksolians how to craft tools, with expressions of joy on both sides. Is it possible that a connection existed between dragons and the Parksolians long ago? Then, are the Parksolians oviparous? Is it possible they could fly? The date is blurred. I saw a young Parksolian child with a dragon tail with my own eyes. It was astonishing. Based on my past research into biological genetics, I am constantly pondering where features like dragon horns and tails actually come from. Combining the content of the murals with the Parksolians' worship of dragons, I suspect their ancestors may have made some kind of deal with the dragons. In this process, the dragons bestowed power upon the Parksolians.